Okay, for Tuesday, May 12th, 2020, it's the Serenno Squadcast, the official podcast of the Serenno Squad. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Good morning, Gracie.
I am Gunnar. Today we've got Paul.
Yes.
We've got Evan.
What's up?
And Wayne. Just familiarize yourself with that sigh and Wayne's grunts, and you'll know exactly who he is when he's talking.
Yeah.
That's how it works. All right. So usually we start off with Legion news, which there is none. Everything's postponed like usual. So we'll move on to the next best thing. Got a couple top stories this week. Tamara, is that how you pronounce his name? Tamara?
I've always said Tamura.
Tamora Morrison, as everybody knows, your favorite bounty hunter, Jango Fett.
Second favorite.
No, it's always been my favorite. Now, I don't know if it's confirmed that he's cast to be Boba Fett.
All of those things are still technically rumors. It is not confirmed until it's on StarWars.com or from Lucasfilm.
Oh, gotcha. But how often does this happen where we get rumors like this and then it turns out to be true?
All these rumors are coming from reliable sources.
Gotcha.
So there's a strong possibility that it's true.
So, and if you're not familiar with the actor, he played Jango Fett in Attack of the Clones. He is Jango Fett was the character that all of the clones were cloned from, and so he's a pretty familiar face to all of us, and maybe even a voice. I don't know if we're used to his voice or the voice actor from Clone Wars for Rex.
He did the voice of Boba Fett in Battlefront 2, and he did some of the voices, not all of the voices, in Republic Commando.
Right.
He did all of the clones, but the commandos all had individual voices.
But he was a commando. He was like the main character.
I think he did the voice of the main character, yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha. So that's pretty exciting stuff.
He's not very tall.
No, he's not.
We met him at Celebration 4, and I kind of felt bad because I was like a head taller than him, so I kind of hunched down a little bit for a photo.
I was just watching Rebels, and I noticed that Rex he's really short in the Rebels series, and I don't know if that was a nod to the actor or if it's because he's old.
I'm keeping this up here, by the way, because this looks a lot better than this. So
it's okay.
Yeah,
I can't see. I gave up trying to actually make out what you guys look like. I'm waiting on my context to come in.
I look like this.
Yeah, if someone's wearing a robe, it's Evan. Always.
Now you know why he gets yelled at so much.
Yeah, I do stuff like this.
I like it though. It's good. It's a great character.
I love without the helmet, you look like one of the people that should be on some random planet. Star Trek.
We are the priests of Epsilon 4.
Yeah. The mining guild of Crate 3.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Not Star Trek.
Back to the Star Trek podcast.
Also, this is probably more probably not as reliable as the Boba Fett thing, but Rosario Dawson, they say that she might be cast for an Ahsoka Tano appearance in The Mandalorian.
I thought that was confirmed already.
Is that confirmed? No.
Same level.
Yeah, same disclaimer applies to all these rumors.
Yep. And then there was the one today, Katie Sackhoff.
Yeah.
Which I really want that one to be true.
Yeah.
She was already voicing Bo-Katan, right? Or Bo-Katan, whatever you want to call her.
Yeah, she voiced Bo-Katan.
That photo that was going around. They look exactly alike. I mean, that'd be perfect. It's a shame that what's her name? Taylor Eckstein. Ashley Eckstein. She doesn't have quite the looks. She's got the voice of Ahsoka, but I guess she doesn't look the part.
Yeah.
I mean, once you put the big Leku or whatever you call them on, I mean,
They all look the same.
Yeah, you all look the same. Orange makeup.
She did like a photo op in the full makeup and costume once. She looks, you put the makeup and the headpiece on. Anyone looks like Ahsoka when you have them done like that.
Okay. Well then, yeah, that would be cool if she was going to be, cast for it. But either or, still, I'm looking forward to that.
I personally, I don't think Tim Morrison is playing Boba Fett. If I had to venture a guess, I would say he's playing a clone. Maybe Rex, maybe one of the other clones. But, I would not.
Maybe all of them?
Yeah, there might be more than one showing up. It's just
maybe just
when you think about Boba Fett, I think he's too old to be Boba Fett right now.
Right. Boba Fett wasn't that old when he died, or we don't know. I don't guess.
He died, Evan. He died.
How old? Like, if you were to do the math, because kind of how old he is in the Clone Wars or Attack of the Clones.
About 40.
He's like 40.
Yeah.
You could DH Tamara Morrison a little bit.
You can DH anybody.
But I think you'd be better off doing Daniel Logan. I would rather see Daniel Logan.
I personally think that if Tamara Morrison is in it, he'll be like a totally random clone doing a different, or not a clone. He'll be a random bounty hunter doing a different voice. That kind of seems like something they would do. They would bring in an actor as an homage, but not necessarily as a character.
No, you don't get somebody like that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird one, though. That's like, that one's right on the nose. I don't know.
Yeah, if you're doing a Mandalorian show and you get the actor who played all the clones and Boba and Jango, and you're like, oh no, you're just John Smith. That's a wasted opportunity.
I don't know. I see what you mean though, Evan. But what do you guys? What else would you think? I mean, as far as the Rosario Dawson, she was actually cast for something. We just don't know what, right?
It's still a rumor.
Nothing
has come from Lucasfilm.
I had heard that she wanted to be Ahsoka, and then I saw it was another rumor that someone twisted her wanting to be Ahsoka into her being cast as Ahsoka, which happens all the time.
Gotcha. So it's just a bunch of rumor mongering that we're spreading.
We don't have anything else better to do while we're all home, so we just spread rumors.
It's this. All these rumors are coming from the same place. They're being reported by the same people. They're coming from reliable sources, but
and they're all saying
nothing has come from Lucasfilm.
And they're all saying it's season 2 Mandalorian, though.
Yes.
That's like they're not saying that this is for some other Star Wars. This is specifically already in the works stuff.
Yeah, if it's season 2 of Mandalorian, they've already filmed their stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, what does that mean? I wonder what that means.
They've been extremely tight-lipped about Mandalorian. Even season 1, they didn't confirm any of the casting until the summer before it premiered, and they had already filmed everything. They didn't. They were very hesitant to say anything. In fact, it wasn't even
for good reason.
Yeah, I mean, Baby Yoda, that was a hit.
It wasn't even until May the 4th that we got confirmation on who directed episodes of the series. Past tense directed. They did the job. Their job's done, but they couldn't say anything yet.
They weren't in a credit roll or anything?
No, because the only things we know about season 2 is Pedro Pascal's coming back, I think all the cast is coming back, and now we know a handful of directors.
Right. Are you guys crazy about like just seeing characters brought back in shows like The Mandalorian? Do you even care? Is that what you want?
As long as it's done correctly, don't just bring them in because of they're so fit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
there needs to be a
Something
reason.
to do with the story.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking whenever I heard the Ahsoka one right afterwards being included in The Mandalorian. I was like, that's a lot of Ahsoka right now going on. So
don't mind me. I'm just dying.
Don't
Sorry.
mind me. I'm just slowly making this smaller and smaller and smaller. So it fits.
what are you working on, Wayne?
Lens cap for my blaster.
Gotcha. How many blasters do you have?
3, 4.
Oh.
Got
Three
Got plenty to do.
Rifle, the clone rifle, the short rifle.
I got my DL-44. I got my DH-19. Oh yeah, I do have 5. You're right.
You can't even count
So
them.
you got the 2 clone rifles.
Yeah. That one doesn't have a scope though. Neither does the other one.
Nope. Hard sights only.
Yep.
Oh, how many weapons do you have?
I have my E11, and my E11. I
So
have a
that's
whole bunch
3.
I have a whole bunch of lightsabers. Well, that's
Ah.
one counted 3 times.
Wait, how many lightsabers do you
Gotcha.
have?
Yeah. How many's there?
A lot. The
I thought you just had the one.
well, I have the one good Obi-Wan one. I have a whole bunch of the Force effect
Master
sabers.
replicas, yeah.
Yeah. Luke's, Obi-Wan's, Darth Maul, which is both ends, Mace, and I have a somebody gave me a Luke saber. Like, it's the saber, but we lost the battery, so it's just a hilt. So I took the blade off and I just use it as a hilt.
Nice.
Wait, are these were the Force FX ones?
Yeah.
Oh, those are pretty good. I mean, like those are like you can get. I know with the Kylo one, you can get approved with it.
Yeah, they're good for show, but not for like doing anything with.
Oh no, yeah.
You can get approved with damn near any weapon because a weapon's always optional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is weird for a Jedi. It shouldn't be. That should actually be part of it.
I think might be optional. Like
I
Rebel Legion.
want to say with Kylo, you at least have to have the hilt.
Yeah, for the 501st side, most of the stuff I think has to have a hilt. Rebel Legion, I think they have a weird thing of like optional accessories. They're like, here's 5 optional things. You need at least 3 of them. It's weird. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to have a cloak, or it's like cloak, food capsules, a couple other things. Yeah, it's like, just weird little things.
So a bunch of lightsabers.
Them darn rebels. Yep.
How about you, Evan? How many blasters do you have?
I have the E11, DLT-19, my EE3 for Boba Fett. We have the Mercon Power 5 for Heather's AT-AT commander. I guess technically her Bo-Katan pistols count, but they're really simple. They're just like resin bricks, basically.
And Boba's got a pistol.
Yeah, Boba's pistol. Yep, that's true. Yeah, that one hides at my hip all the time. You can never even see it. You can watch the entirety of Empire Strikes Back, and you'll never even know he has a sidearm.
Does Krennic have a sidearm?
Yeah, I have that one too. I think that's all of them. That's quite a few. What was that, 6, 7?
It's quite a few.
I lost count. I wasn't counting.
Yeah, and then I have one lightsaber.
What kind of lightsaber?
It's the Kylo Ren lightsaber.
Oh, right.
I've actually considered. There's a guy who takes those. I have it's the Disney Parks saber, and there's a guy who takes those and will basically dismantle it and put in some really high-end electronics and LEDs and stuff to make it like the best it could ever be. But it's like
Nice.
it's an insane amount of money. It's like $1,000 or something to do the conversion.
Right.
You might as well buy your own lightsaber from somewhere else.
You'll buy your own
Who's
chip
gonna
for that
swing it
much.
to you?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I looked into it a little bit, but only just to see how cool it was. I never actually seriously thought about doing it. It's a little bit high end for me.
Yeah, I've got like an old Luke lightsaber from Target or something like that. It's not one of the ones that you attach other ones to, but it's got the sound effects and the lights and everything, and it moves, and when you hit it clashes and stuff like that. So I want to tear it apart and make my own. Like I don't know what to do.
Well, from
Just a hilt.
dismantling that Luke saber, the instructions I followed were like, if you don't know what you're doing, this is a one-way process.
Yeah, I didn't pay for it, so it's something I can. If I did pay for it, and I mean I didn't, but if whoever paid for it didn't pay more than $20 for sure, but it's pretty sweet. I might try
just
to
keep it for a show item.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you want a good lightsaber, if you don't care what the hilt looks like, if you just like I just want a basic hilt, under $100 for a basic one, like $200 if you want lights and sound and everything.
Just the hilt.
Just the hilt, yeah, you could probably get what about $80, $100 if you just want a generic hilt.
You're talking about like ultra
can get
sabers or something.
You can get a generic lightsaber for $80 that has lights and no sound. So I think it's just the hilt and the LED and the blade you can get for $80, and it's just one fixed LED. You can't change the color, and there's no sound. But a lot of people get those for hardcore dueling, like for I think Saber Legion, the guys who like get in the actual armor and beat the crap out of each other. That's what they use.
Yeah, the Obi-Wan saber that I have, it's lights but no sound. I need to get a new blade for that.
Yeah, I feel like I gotta get sound.
4 years. Yeah. What kind of blade do you need? Do you need just like any old blade?
Because of the way the shape of it is, the neck is really short, so it actually needs they make a special blade for it.
Ooh.
Actually, considering I just ordered the last pieces for my TIE Pilot upgrade today, on the next paycheck or maybe 2 weeks or a month, I might order a blade. Slowly checking these things off the list, little bit by little bit.
Yep.
Yes.
It's fun when the government sends you money and you can like, hey, I can pay my bills.
Yeah, I think I just saw my cousin shared something about another round of stimulus checks.
Hey.
Whoa. Didn't know about that. That's pretty cool.
If so, that's an armor purchase.
We'll see.
He's a mentally unstable truck driver though, so like not that one caused the other. He just is a truck driver, and he's also, he's a nice guy though.
Yeah. Sounds like a really nice guy.
Yeah. And the off chance he's watching this.
Nobody's watching.
So he used to make he would make Facebook Live videos in his truck, and he would be like, "Hey y'all, it's BMAC," and we watched every single one. He's very wholesome and he's fun to watch. So he's definitely part of my family for sure.
Nice. Sounds like good content.
It was good. He doesn't make him anymore, which is too bad, because me and Heather would just we would get the notification on our phone like, "Oh, he's live," and we're like, "Yes."
We just lost subscribers to wholesome content thing.
I've never seen the notification pop up that says your Facebook friend is live, and it's like, yes. Like, oh no, not clicking on that. Nope.
Yeah,
I do all the time. I love to support my friends.
Yeah, there's a few friends that I'll still click on.
I went live by mistake one time.
I hope you weren't in the bathroom.
Somebody messaged me, was like, "What are you doing?" What am I doing? I'm driving home from Evan's house. They're like, no, you're Facebook Live right now.
I think I remember that.
The end of the month, Wayne's like, "Where'd all my data go? Where are all these overage charts?"
Jeez. What
What's
were we
next on the
talking about?
agenda?
What were
Something nobody was listening to.
Lightsabers, something like
Casting rumors.
that. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, we were talking about blasters. That's what we were talking about. But anyways, but yes, comics. So Evan, you have not yet gotten a chance to check out the first issue of the new Star Wars comic series.
When you say new, are you talking about like this year or like isn't there
This year.
a new there's like a new series every year or something, right?
That's the one. Look, Paul.
Paul
There we
knocked
go.
over his camera to get this comic, so appreciate this comic.
Yeah.
It's
I would
beautiful.
show you mine,
Tyler
but
approves.
you can't see mine because it has a white cover, and you can kind of see it. There we
What
go.
the heck?
It's one of these where you can, I guess, get the autograph of the artist. Yeah. So, but yeah. Anyways, Paul, you've got a better idea of like a synopsis of what's going on with these comics. Go ahead, man.
This one basically picks up literally in the last minutes of Empire Strikes Back. I mean, that's literally Luke getting his hand chopped off. Spoiler alert.
Whoa.
So, I mean, it's like the first page.
If you haven't seen Empire Strikes Back.
So, I mean, this specific issue it's a good fresh start. You don't really need to have read all the others. Like, have you seen Empire Strikes Back? Okay, you know everything you need to know going into this. I mean, there's other characters in here. If you've read the other comics, like that's Poe Dameron's mom.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, she came from another comic.
Yeah, the first three.
Yeah, Shattered Empire, which was the story of what happened after Return of the Jedi. So it's a good comic because it's Luke struggling with like, I fought Vader, I trained to be a Jedi, and I got my ass kicked, and I lost my lightsaber. What do I do now?
And he's also he's really confused because I guess because Ben and Yoda both lied to him. You know?
Yeah, he's dealing with the issue of like, holy crap, Darth Vader's my father. You know, is everything I've been told a lie? You know, he's trying to reach out in the Force to them, and they're not responding, and he's very like, what am I doing? So it's good to kind of set up from the defeated, crushed, poor dude. Ooh, that looks really good.
Does it? Or should I do it as a mirror? Because you can
sweet.
do it.
I think it might actually be better as a mirror, because looking through it, you're just kind of like, it's just a hole.
It catches light. It's still it's reflective. I thought it was a mirror for a second.
I would do it as a mirror because I think you would still get some light passing through.
Yeah. I can put one in the other end anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, bright and shiny.
So when did this issue come out?
This was like 2-3 months ago. It's not long. They're only up to like issue 3 or 4. I mean, they're not very far into the run.
It just doesn't have a. Yeah. Go ahead.
I like to collect them. I like to collect them once they're all compiled and finished. So, how many issues do they typically run before they compile them?
Probably about 5 or 6.
Yeah, usually get about 5 or 6, and that will be kind of its own self-contained story that will go into a trade. And then, you know, if you read all the trades, you'll get kind of one big over arc. But you know, usually the trades are a self-contained story.
Yeah. So the issue, if anyone's interested, it starts out with like, you know, like you were saying, Paul, they were kind of, it was right after the the fight with Darth Vader, and he's been picked up by Lando and Leia, and I think not too long after that they get some type of like signal from like a distress signal.
Yeah, it gets into the plot of like the Rebel fleet's under attack and they're being hunted by this one Star Destroyer.
And so they basically go to help him out, and then they realize that
just keep giving me the whole story.
that's the point. I'm trying to get people interested. That's the thing. I think if we don't give them enough, they're not gonna be like, "Ooh, I want to actually see it now."
You're a 1970s trailer where they get the whole movie.
That's not gonna be the whole thing, but just an idea. But
You want to see something funny? You're about
yeah.
to
Let's see it.
peel these two things apart. What time is it now? 8:12. Let's see what I'm doing at 8:30.
Is this supposed to take a long time?
No. I'm just really bad at this, which sucks because I'm super great with stickers. Have been all my life. Always loved stickers. This is something else.
It comes up later in the comic. I think it's in like issue 2 or issue 3. They get into the Imperial side of the story, and there's actually one of the Star Destroyers that's kind of hunting for the Rebels. It was damaged in the Death Star explosion, but they refused to fix the damage. They're like, this is a scar that this is the damage the Rebels caused, and it becomes like this whole like monument to them. And this, I'm doing a terrible job of explaining it, but it's really cool.
I think it sounds cool.
I wasn't doing a good job either. But that you just explained, was that in a second or third issue? I've only read the first one because I didn't want to go crazy, and I kind of wanted to talk them, one by one. But yeah, go ahead.
It's written by Charles Soule, who's a really good writer.
I think you're going to say Charles Schultz. Wow, he's at it again.
Wayne looks very surprised.
That it's 8:14 and I'm done. Yeah, trust me, I am.
I recommend it. It's a good book.
Charles Soule is amazing. I mean, I read the whole run of the Vader comics that he did, and I mean that alone would make me want to read anything that he's ever done.
Yes.
Is that the same as the Vader comics?
Listen to this man.
The Vader comics that you're talking about, are they the same as the ones that are currently out?
No,
that they're working on.
The one that I'm talking about is like a self-contained. It was 25 issues, and it was directly after episode 3. So it was like it was in the first few months, I guess, of the Empire after episode 3, and it's like Vader didn't kind of, he's doing his thing, going from planet to planet, and you see like the Empire fighting against the Mon Cala, and you get introduced to the Inquisitors. They go into the Inquisitors quite a bit, and then at the end they go pretty deep into like Mustafar and some pretty strange kind of Force visions and Force lore stuff, which is my bread and butter. So that's why I loved it so much.
Yeah, I need to get into that.
Plus clones.
Ooh, so is there a comic book series that has Commander Bly with Darth Vader? I've heard of such things.
There's one with Fox though.
With Fox?
Yeah, Commander Fox.
I haven't
Is
seen
he the
that.
red one?
Yeah.
He's in. I don't think Bly has shown up, at least not with Vader.
I've heard stories, and I don't know if it's from a novel or if it's from comics. It must not be comics, but where Bly had several. I guess he was supposed to assassinate a couple Jedi, and they got away, and he didn't realize till later, and so he spent a lot of time trying to hunt them down. And
that sounds like the Quinlan Vos comics. Those would technically be Legends now. Yeah, because in the Legends continuity, I don't know where he's been put at now. Quinlan Voss was on Kashyyyk with Luminara, and when Order 66 happened, they thought they killed him because like he was on a tank or something, and they blew up the tank. But he got away, and then it was a whole thing of like Bly and a couple other clones were hunting down Voss, trying to find him.
Gotcha. That's probably what else.
That's what that sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to know more about that. But I guess it's so is that where you guys are leaning more towards, is the canon stuff and not so much or I guess when the Legend stuff came out, it wasn't really canon or not canon. It was all just Star Wars. And then by the time that all this new stuff's come out, or I guess since Disney's bought Star Wars, is that when Lucasfilm basically started canonizing everything, or when did that begin?
The way it was previously was like there's the books and the novels, the comics, they're all over here. Here's the movies, they're all over here. George Lucas might be like, hey, that's a cool idea. I'm going to take that, put it over here. Not very often. And also he's like, oh yeah, what I'm doing over here ignores what's over here. So retcon it. That's your job, not mine.
So there was a canon, which was the films, versus not canon, which was Legends.
What do you think?
Ooh,
It's shiny.
that's cool.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
to my understanding, the whole canon thing, there were levels of canon. There were like the movies, which were obviously like the top tier, and then there were some book series that were like one tier below, and then there were some book series that were below, and there was some stuff that was like almost considered non-canon, but sometimes would come into canon, sort of like that Lego Adventures of the Freemaker or something or other.
Well, yeah, people would try to qualify things, but like that.
Yeah.
There was a whole thing of like G canon, which was
Yeah.
George Lucas canon, and yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
And then I remember there was a time where, there was, and it wasn't, but maybe in the last 5 or 10 years, probably in the last 10 years, where it was just like, oh yeah, that's no longer canon. That's Legends now. What started that? What was that?
They went into production on episode 7.
Oh,
they're like, we're making a
okay.
movie, and it has nothing to do with any of the books that have been going on. So we're just gonna throw it all out.
That's what it was. It was the beginning of the sequels.
Yeah, Disney bought Lucasfilm,
Gotcha.
and they said, well, we're going into production of the movies, and just to make it easier, they basically just drew a line in the sand and said everything published before this date is Legends. Everything
Gotcha.
published after this date thus becomes part of the overall canon.
So
Except
it
for
was
Clone
Disney.
Wars.
What?
Evan, except for Clone Wars, is that what you said?
Oh yeah, Clone Wars. I think Clone Wars and the Maul series are the only two things from before the Purge, I guess,
Yeah,
that are
the Purge.
so things that were in production prior
that
to
was
Disney buying.
Well, no, anything to do with after Return of the Jedi, really.
Yeah, pretty much. That was the biggest things that were affected, was all the stuff that was post Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
Because that's where the new movies were taking place. That's where they were
Gotcha.
rewriting the whole story.
Ooh, like
Gotcha.
I have a good example of that.
And Clone Wars came from George Lucas. So
Drum roll, please.
Lexi hated that.
yeah. The Legacy comics were good.
Yeah, so I haven't read these yet. I bought
Drum roll.
them for Christmas, but this is like 100 years after, 150 years,
like
something like that. Yeah.
It's Luke Skywalker's grandson, I think.
Yeah.
Cade Skywalker. I can't remember exactly how the family tree goes.
Some guy that looks like Tyrion from Game of Thrones.
That's Cade Skywalker.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Is he a dwarf?
No, he's just kind of a douchebag.
Cool. That sounds like a great story to get into.
I need to read them.
There's a whole thing of him like he's rejected the Jedi. He's kind of a smuggler. He's going against his whole family's lineage and all that.
Very, very cool.
Nice.
I am a giant nerd who knows way too much about Star Wars.
Yeah, I love it.
That's the whole
It's
point
great.
of this, though, right?
That's right. That's right. Just keep it coming. Just be a fountain of overflowing nerd knowledge.
No, if I was
Another-
I'd be Dave Filoni in the most recent Mandalorian behind the scenes episode.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was enlightening.
I haven't watched those yet. I need to watch them.
Yes, you do. They're good.
The second episode ends with Dave Filoni giving this like 8 to 10 minute monologue about how the events of Phantom Menace and the duel with Darth Maul all connects into Return of the Jedi, and how the whole story arc plays out, and how each piece is connected, and what Darth Maul affects what happens to Darth Vader, what happens to Anakin, and everything. It's
You can
It's
tell he
pretty
has
epic.
a real understanding. Like an understanding. It's not like someone told him, like, this is this and this is why this is that, and you memorize all this. It's like he knows it through and through and understands it. And when you hear him, when you watch it, you can tell that he knows.
he did hear it from
George.
someone. It was from George.
Yeah, he knew George better than anybody, basically.
Yeah, he spent a decade working with George, and George was like, "I'm going to teach you how to make Star Wars."
Yeah. Back to the comics, though. I wanted to say that the freaking artwork is awesome. It is so good. It is. I've seen some really crude Star Wars artwork back in the day, but the likeness of the characters and stuff, and it's kind of soft. It's not too like, the art's not aggressive. I don't know. I really, really like it. And I guess this is
I was trying to find the artist's name.
it's Jesus. So, but I don't know if that's how he pronounces it. Jesus says, maybe.
Yeah.
But he's the artist and colorist. It's in the very back of the comic there. But holy crap, it looks so good. And like the way he draws Princess Leia.
Oh, wow.
She looks just like yeah. I mean, let's see. Here's some more.
It's good artwork.
I
Nope.
can't.
Nope.
Damn
Can't see a
it!
thing.
It's like Disney over top of this. And they're like, no, you're not showing that thing.
That is a copyright image.
They will not let me display it, but it's so good. And yeah, I just wanted to say the colors and everything were it's so different, and I'm really excited to get into the rest of these. I'm just doing them like one. I'm kind of taking it like like a TV series, just once a week.
Yeah.
Read one of these bad boys. Plus, like I said, I don't have contacts or glasses right now, so trying to read this, I give myself a migraine. So it's like, what do I want to do? Do I want a headache, or do I want to read this comic? And of course, I read the comic, and it's worth it.
Well, no,
But-
then you do both. So really, it's just win-win.
Yeah, and I've ordered some glasses and contacts, so win. I'm gonna really be able to see this stuff. I haven't even seen The Rise of Skywalker with actual vision. It's just all been a blur. So whenever I watch it, it's gonna be awesome. Really excited.
You
Gonna
can
look
go
on
to
the-
the eye doctor
With
anytime.
your own eyes.
No, that's the thing. I've actually had the prescription the whole time. I just had to call it in. I just had to go on to. Why are we talking about this?
Wait,
This is
wait.
not important at all.
Wait, so you've been talking to us, trying to get us, to pity you, when the whole
Yeah.
thing is it's based off laziness.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
I've had the prescription. I guess it's a money thing, but I had to get. I'm blind, so I had to do it. I was getting really bad headaches. So, actually, what it was editing these darn videos. I was editing the blaster video, and my head almost exploded. But it's
Go do-
almost finished. I just got to do some voiceover on it.
Go get your eyes checked, kids.
Can I do the voiceover? I'll do it
Yes.
I'm going to do it like a Nature Planet show.
Yeah, like old Attenborough. Is that his name?
The lines coming up. The lines won't pile up completely, but it definitely will make it impossible to sand.
That does sound really good. Yeah, but I've got over 40 individual flipping videos to make this one
I
blaster
felt bad.
video.
I felt bad sending you 5.
No, I was like, heck yeah, this is awesome. Mine's a little bit more. I have a lot of. You'll see it when it comes out, but it's just a lot of back and forth, and it's hard on the eyes. I tell you what, with these computer screens and whatnot, trying to focus. But that video is going to be great. It's going to be about 30 minutes long too. So, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's how that's what you'll say after you're done. It'll be probably the most boring thing ever. But those are like the videos that I enjoy the most. So I imagine someone will get a kick out of it and maybe try to make their own blaster the same way. So,
I have a video idea for you.
yes.
So I have a present coming on Thursday. It's the Hasbro Black Series Boba Fett helmet.
Oh yeah.
So I've been thinking it would be cool to do a side-by-side comparison with my helmet, which I painted over 150 hours, and however many layers of paint and blood and sweat and tears, and then this one, which I just bought on Amazon.
Absolutely. And then get your expert opinion on both of them.
Yeah.
How maybe it's in a sense worth the money, and then in another sense it's worth it to do it the right way, the way you did it. So
I think it would be hard to not be good for the money. I mean, looking at I've seen tons of pictures and a few videos of it, and I don't see how it couldn't be worth it.
Well, if we can figure out a way to, record, I mean, you can try to set up your own thing.
If only we all had a camera in our pocket at all times.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough.
This thing actually has 3 cameras on it, so I mean.
Yeah, that'll work then. But I understand if you want to try to come up with some type of I don't know, some type of. I think it'll be cool. Yes, so that would probably, if we were to like have a segment that would fall under, that would totally be like a prop kit review thing.
Yeah.
So if you want, you can Evan, you can do it. You can be our prop review guy if you want, or whatever, can, because I would love to run around and bring my camera and my lights and all that stuff and record everybody right now, but with everything going on, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Bring the lights, bring the camera, and bring the Rona.
Yeah, I'll drop it off with a can of Lysol and or some Clorox, and you can disinfect and use it, and then leave it back out on your porch, and we'll make our rounds. Everybody can do their filming. But no, like your video that you did, Paul, was I mean, it's all you needed. You had everything right there, and everything was up close where you could see it, which is important. So that's all you need to do. But that would be an awesome video. You're right.
I've got my awesome camera stand here from the dollar store, and we're all good.
Yeah.
Is I take a piece of this plastic and I cut out a small square, and then I run it across, make a circle, and that's how I make these lenses.
That's my narrator right there. I want that voiceover. I don't have to. You mean I don't have to pay you to do this?
No, I can use
that voice.
Smarmy British accent if you'd like.
Maybe next time.
The smarm is real.
Yeah. Well,
what else you got in the agenda there?
Well, I mean, honestly, there isn't that much. So normally, we would have some type of like announcements, but we kind of went over all the announcements and stuff. So unless
did we say about last time? I know we recently talked about Big Lit Comic Con. Did we mention it
we
moved?
did not.
It moved to Halloween weekend.
Yeah, we did mention that.
Okay.
We mentioned something last time, but I don't know if it was official. But it's official.
They officially announced that they are moving from August to Halloween weekend.
Isn't there another con that weekend?
Usually there is. I don't know if that one's happening or not because it was questionable last year as to whether or not it was going to continue. In light of everything that's going on, I don't know if they're going to keep going.
We talked about this last time too.
Yeah, I'm deja vu. Like a little bit. I think we know more now, but I think we had an idea that this was coming. I don't know. Yes. We could go back and watch. We did record every bit of it, so
no.
There's a record. You're right. We'll just forget it. The internet will forget too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then well, no, go ahead. Was there any other?
No. That's where we're at with events. There's like nothing. I mean
nothing.
The barrel is empty.
Evan, you are the PR officer, so that means you run the social media, like the Instagram and whatnot.
Yes, I am the absent father these days.
Yes. So, do you post pictures of members when their costumes have been approved, or is that another? You do that.
That is me.
That's you. So you do that with every. Like, how do you know that someone's been approved? Do they let you know?
I can step you through this whole there's a whole process. So basically you have 3 people who are involved. There is the GML, the Garrison Membership Liaison. He's the guy who is approving the costume. So the submission will go to him, go to Tim.
Tim? That's who that is?
Yeah. Yep.
Shout out to Tim.
Tim is our GML. So Tim will approve it. And then he'll basically kick the I think it's 2 or 3 pictures or something over. He'll kick them over to the GWL, the Garrison Web Liaison, and so he is actually going to be uploading the pictures into the official Legion database and like updating all of their profile and everything. And then after that, the pictures get kicked. So then the GWL is also like a Photoshop guy. So he goes through and Photoshops this approval square or whatever. And then so he'll kick those over to me and then I post them. We try to post them within 10 days of being approved, depending on what my schedule looks like. Sometimes I can get them up same day. Sometimes we're right up against that 10 days, but we have a spreadsheet that tracks it all. So I actually have 6 to post right now, which is nice because we had a good stint of a couple of weeks where we didn't have any approvals to post. So I've been fed for a couple of weeks because there's really not a lot going on to post. So that's really the only things that I know to post are just new approvals.
Yeah, I was wondering with everything going on, if people had more time to get their costumes finished, and maybe we had a spike in the approval. But
I don't think so. So far, I think I've seen 2 new members this whole time. The rest of them are just existing members that are just building new costumes. It doesn't seem like we have any more than usual. It kind of seems like we have less, actually. I feel like with everything going on, people are deprioritizing making costumes.
We have a problem is the people who have time don't have the money. The people who have the money don't have the time because they're still working.
Yes.
And you can't get help from anyone else. So figure it out on your own or wait until everything lifts and you can actually have
at any point, if somebody needs to, I always welcome them to video message me. I did that before this. So still, like if you know somebody that's working on something and they're stuck, you have them give me a yell.
Hear that? Yep. It's good. I do that. I've called Wayne for help before. So
I'm the UAP, the unnecessarily abbreviated position
Right.
The Legion loves its acronyms.
Oh my gosh. Yep.
Everybody loves acronyms.
It's true.
So, now are you guys working on anything personally this week, or everybody just? I know you're constantly working on the chess box call, right?
Yeah, I've got the new side cogs, the new switches came in. I just today ordered the metal greeblies that go at the bottom. I'd actually grabbed my tab box, but it's in the other room because I'm in a different room this time.
Go ahead. You're the only one that hasn't gotten up and left for a
It's
second.
too far away. Yeah.
If I do, I'm going to knock the camera over again. It was bad enough the first time.
Yeah. Got to be professional.
But
And Go
that's
ahead.
all I've got.
Yeah.
And a couple months ago, before everything happened, I made a list of like little updates I wanted to do. I was going to do them just a little bit at a time. And that's what I'm doing, is just like, hey, $10 here, $20 there. I can just chip away at it.
That's the way to do it.
Well, if it's okay with you, tomorrow I might swing out and throw a couple of coats of paint on because it's supposed to rain this weekend again.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Because I thought about mowing my lawn. So it's like, oh no, that's not going to happen.
Absolutely.
No. We won't allow that to happen. It will rain.
Wayne, what are you working on? You got the blasters, but you're mainly working on the lenses.
That's what I'm doing here. I've decided it's time to overhaul everything. So I stripped the gunner helmet completely. I'm going to put a whole freaking coat of paint
Oh
on
my
it.
God. Give me a heart attack. You stripped the gunner helmet.
I did.
God.
I popped the buttons off, took the antenna out, got the visor out, the inside, took the cog off the front, sanded the whole thing.
Wow.
He's tempting fate with that cursed helmet.
Oh my gosh, seriously.
I would not touch that thing.
Well, I have
Just-
to.
I'm just going to put this out as a blanket statement to anyone watching this. If you're ever like, hey, an Imperial gunner sounds really cool, I'd like to do that. Buy the helmet assembled.
Yep.
Assembled.
Yes.
Do not try to make it yourself, because I swear to you, it is cursed.
Yeah.
It is, it's 4 pieces, and it's the most complicated helmet I think we've ever built.
And it's funny that you say that it's cursed, because I got files for a helmet once, and I printed the whole thing up and then realized it was not even made to go together. And it was like if you were to just look at it, oh yeah, that works, but nothing lined up. You couldn't screw stuff together. Things didn't overlap, so things just met like this. And it's like, how do you attach it? Things like that. And so I found another one. That was the first curse. The second one was that I finally got a decent looking one that's supposed to be 501st approval and everything. And I printed the 2 first pieces. Oh, by the way, it's over 30 individual parts. A helmet. It's not even quartered. It's like cut into 8ths, like all the way around. Small piece. The biggest piece is like this big to make the helmet. So I got to print it a billion times. And I printed the 2 top pieces, and then I printed the next 3 and 4 pieces. And I've printed it probably 5 times. And 4 out of those 5 times, the belt on my X-axis that drives the extruder gets blown off of my printer, and the belt is just laying there like a tank with no treads, basically, and it's just going crazy. And even one time the whole entire print bed came loose from the printer, and they're held on with these little like paper clips. The paper clips were across the room. Like, I have no idea. It was like a ghost. I was thinking it was haunted, because
they are cursed helmets.
I don't know what's going on. But then I looked online, and it just so happened that like a month or 2 after I bought the files, the guy posted, he was like, yeah, I realized that these two parts were messed up and messing up in prints, and they were the same prints or same pieces that I was doing. And he updated it, but then I tried it again and it still messed up. So I really want this freaking helmet. I want it so bad, and I just want my own. And
Buy
it's so
it assembled.
Intergalactic
Pay the extra
supply.
money. Just
Sorry.
pay the extra money and buy it assembled.
Intergalactic supply. That's it. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
What is that, like $150?
Well, wait till around Christmas, and they run a special where if you buy a TIE pilot kit, they'll throw in a gunner helmet. All of it built and ready to go right out of the box.
That sounds amazing, but I don't know if I want to be a TIE fighter.
Yes, you do. Everybody wants to be Darth Vader.
Everybody wants to be a pilot. Yeah, you do.
I want to be Darth Vader.
Well, then you be a TIE pilot.
Yeah,
Everyone will call you Darth Vader.
Yeah.
When me, Paul, and Evan did the Vinton Parade, Evan was Kylo, and Paul and I were TIE pilots. And 4 different times it was hey, it's 2 Darth Vaders and a Darth Maul.
Oh.
Yeah, he was Darth Maul. We were Scuba, the bomb squad, terrorists. Yeah.
Well, first of all, you were in Benton, so I mean,
that was our
what do you
problem.
expect? No offense, but
I don't see how you can mean that without it, but okay.
yeah, it's not the worst part of town, but
No.
But no, I don't think I want to do a TIE fighter. The more that I really think about, I know now that I'm going to do some type of Rogue One. Because I've got the Rogue One Stormtrooper. I'll kind of want to do that next, just so that I can be a Stormtrooper like everybody else. And I already started printing the.
There were TIE pilots in Rogue One.
Yeah, I know, but do they have? Were they different?
Yeah, they had
Yes.
bell boxes and
Yes.
Everything was different.
yeah, a bunch of other stuff different.
Were
They
they
have
cooler?
a shiny jumpsuit.
Yeah. For Rogue One, for any of the new movies where they did the original trilogy stuff, like Rogue One, Solo, and even in Mandalorian, it's entirely different. It is literally it looks exactly the same, but it's completely different.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's something. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't want to be a TIE fighter. All right. I want to be.
Well, you can't be a TIE fighter. You can only be a pilot.
Yeah, TIE.
You could be a TIE fighter if you wanted.
I'm
That's
going
true.
to be a TIE fighter.
Don't let them tell you what you can and can't do. You can be a TIE fighter if you want to be a TIE fighter.
I'm going to get my own TIE fighter in the CRL and everything. So you guys, you'll see. You'll see.
You know, there was.
Oh, that's that guy. They let him be it. Dumbest thing we've ever done.
You know what's funny? They were actually, for a while, they were talking about having a detachment that wasn't really a detachment, that was specifically for props. And I don't know if large props were
models,
considered part of
maybe.
that, but they were talking about doing basically you could get a Biker Scout speeder approved, and you could get an E11 approved, like it was weapons and vehicles and all sorts of different props that you could get. There was one-stop shop for it. I don't know what happened to it. I know that it had at least evolved into, they call it the armory, and it was specifically for weapons, but it kind of died out.
Did they quickly realize that it would just be the Belgians that have everything?
Yeah, I mean, probably.
Yeah, all those large chips and backdrops and stuff you see at the conventions, those come from the Belgian garrison.
Yeah.
There's literally a group of them. There's I feel like building an ATST today. It's going to be life-size. I feel like building a life-size TIE Interceptor. And then Lucasfilm's like, hey, we hear you have a life-size TIE fighter. You want to throw that into a shipping container and send it off to us?
What is happening? What just happened?
I don't know.
My mom was calling me. I think it screwed up my camera.
Yeah, you're in the other. You changed position.
Yeah,
I
you
did?
went from here to here.
I'm
Oh,
still.
you're over there. No, Paul, you're over there, Paul. I can't even see my finger.
Paul's over here for me.
When I look at it, I'm in number 1. Gunner's now in number 2. Wayne is now number 3, and Evan is now number 4.
Oh,
This
you
is
can blame my mom.
This is the stimulating stuff that everybody's tuning in for.
We could have picked
This might be our best episode yet.
we could start each week with what's happening. Nothing.
All right. Do we have anything else? Anything else?
Other than just the the gunner helmet curse. It's still a curse. I can't get it done. I'm gonna let you know whenever I get it going though, because right now that's what I wanted to print that real quick. I wanted to get that done, and now I'm like, crap, it's not happening. Maybe I should start yours and Wayne's blaster now. That's the thing about only having one 3D printer is you got to do one at a time.
I'll get 4 more.
Yeah.
So
you've got a 3D printer. Just print another 3D printer.
I can, but it won't be nearly as good as this one made out of metal parts. I was like going around telling people, oh yeah, go online on Amazon and you can get this printer or whatever, and this is how much it costs. I got one, dude. Now they not only do they not sell it, they're sold out of it, but they've jacked up the prices on all their stuff. So it's like, there was a time when it was really good, and now everything's starting to climb up. The price of filament, the price of printers, everything, and it's
You
just
did this to me.
I don't know. I just don't know. But I'm gonna figure something out. But I really want that gunner helmet. I want it so bad.
Intergalactic Supply. Just call him.
On Facebook.
No, it's not. It's not the way. It's not the way.
That's literally the way. That's how they were made in the movies. That's what you want.
In 1977, they reached out to Intergalactic Supply and figured
Yes.
No,
They already knew exactly what they wanted.
it was 1977. That was MySpace.
MySpace.
Ooh.
I don't think so.
All right, I have knocked my camera over twice and it's not staying up, so I think I'm about done.
It is time to go. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening, and thank you guys for joining us. See you next time.
Thanks.
Have fun.
Bye.